Going to take you along on a little spelunking expedition. Comics Archaeology. Let's see what treasures we can find. So I have done a search for Digital Collection Online Archive. First thing to come up, of course, is the Internet Archive. And in fact, I have explored all of these on the first page. So I'm actually going to dive in a little deeper. Let's go to page 5, see what we can find. See if there's anything. Iowa. Okay, let's see what's in Iowa. So the way you do this, okay, is you're looking for an online digital collection. So we are in their digital collections. This is Iowa State University. And we're looking for search bar for their digital collections. And it seems to be here. A lot of times you can't go straight to it. You have to kind of like click through some pages. Okay, now we have the search bar. And look, it already knows that I want to search for cartoonists. That's usually the first thing I search for. So I will do that. It's interesting, a pop-up window. Okay, hadn't seen that before. Looks like it's giving me cartoons instead of cartoonist. Okay. Oh no, that didn't seem that exciting. It's a service provided by Google. Oh, I see, they're having Google search their own site. Okay, I'm going to back out of this. When you only get a few returns and they don't look that great, try cartoon. Yeah, same deal here. It's not really a lot that God, this is weird. They called their yearbook the bomb. Okay. I guess I'll just click on one of these links and see what it turns up. Filter. So all of these have something to do with cartoon, possibly. These are different collections. Yeah. It gets tricky sometimes to find material in these archives. Sometimes it takes a lot of digging around. Okay, well, I'm not having luck here, so I'm going to back out of that real quick. Let's try... Well, let's try the Seattle Public Library Digital Collections. Let's see what's in there. Now, a lot of times with these libraries, you have to plug in, you have to have a library card to access it, but sometimes you don't. Here we go. Here's a button that says Digital Collections. Search all collections. That's what we want. So we're waiting for that to come up. It's taking a long time. Okay, I'm losing my patience. I don't know why that's taking so long. Okay. How about browse by decade? Oh, God, it's still taking... here we go. Yeah, this is looking neat. Let's try the 1900s. Okay, now, can I search within this? There's 2,036 digital items. Do any of them relate to comics? I'm a little concerned that if I put cartooning or comics up here, it's going to... no, we don't want pitch deck. It's going to give me everything, including stuff in the collection. No, okay, it did search through just just these finds. That's great. So here's something from 1968. I know Paul Dorpat was a historian of Seattle, so this might be interesting. Crumb wraps. Okay. For those of you who don't know, rap was a 1960s term for talking, conversation. Let's rap, man, meaning let's sit down and talk. And, this is back in a day when people had a lot of interpersonal connection. So this is a kind of interesting talk with Robert Crumb. No, I'm not political. God, I don't know what it is. I'm instinctive. I just let it come. Cartoonist R. Crumb was trying to describe his own work for Barb, the Berkeley Barb. We're finishing up Zap number 3 now, so that tells you how early this is. So there could be some interesting little nuggets of information in here about Robert Crumb's career. Of course, Dan Nadell's new book on Crumb has come out. So there you go. There's something we found. There's a piece of comics history, and it didn't take too long. Now, how do you capture this puppy? Well, sometimes they have a download option. Yeah, here we go. So I can download this item, and it gives you something like that, which gives you the transcript, which is kind of interesting. This is probably going to be low res. I mean, it's interesting. I'll do it, but I'm going to see if I can get something else as well. So I tend to have a pretty complicated filing system. This is all stuff I'm working on, articles and research projects. You can see I have a lot. But what happens is I never know what I'm going to find, so I end up just putting this stuff in there. So here's my dating system. I learned this, I forget, from somebody else, another comics historian. The year first, 1968, and then the month, which is 1-2, and then the day, which is 5, but use 2 digits, 05. And if you do this in front of everything that you drop in to your files, then they will automatically be arranged in chronological order, which I think is really helpful. I'm going to call this Crumb Wraps. And I don't really need any more info because all the source info comes with the PDF that it made me. But I also want to see if I could just save a copy of this one page. Now it's going to save it as HTML, which isn't what we want. I want it as in its native format, just JPEG or something like that. So here's a trick. Inspect. I put a YouTube video on how to do this. Basically, you want to go to Application, and then you find the image folder. It's already open here. And then you can scroll through it. But look, it's only 115 kilobytes. It's not very big. So it's cut it all up into tiny little pieces. Now what you could do is you could download each one of these and reassemble them in Photoshop, but that's way the heck too much trouble. So essentially I've got it. It is kind of cool though that it gives you the transcript. If you were going, for example, to, with permission, reproduce this, you don't need to do a lot of retyping, although the formatting here is really weird. Anyway, gang, there you go. There's a comics find. R. Crumb Wraps. How cool is that? Crumb denied being influenced by newspapers or anything in the realm of current events. Crumb said his work was like an exploration of himself, like walking in the dark, he said. Oh my God, isn't that great? Crumb described how even hippies and love children took offense from his work. I've shown Snatch to some of the kids on the street, and they do. I shouldn't do it. That is anti-love and anti-beauty. If you know what he's talking about, Snatch Comics, the idea of showing that to kids, oh my God, that is really twisted. Maybe he's not talking about minors. I think he's talking about, like people in their late teens and 20s. This is 1968, right? So this is the Summer of Love. So here's an interview with Robert Crumb in the Summer of Love, talking, very candidly, as usual, about himself. But it's pretty neat. It's a nice piece of history. And there you go. That's how it's done.